One ring to rule them all, one ring to find them, one ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them. Hey everybody, just want to do a quick video here, get back into this, as I kind of been talking to some people about it, and kind of inspired me, and I wanted to start out with the quote from The Lord of the Rings, because every year people are looking for the precious. They're looking for that one factor that's going to be the be-all, end-all that will control everything. And one year it's the QBO, the next year it's the SOI, the next year this year it's the PNA. Everybody's PNA, 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 PNA. All of the factors are important. They all play a different role. So when yes, the PNA is one of them. PNA is important, but it's not the be-all, end-all. It doesn't trump every other factor on the playing field. The Arctic Oscillation and the EPO are what bring the cold. The NAO, depending on where it's situated, is what locks it in. The PNA is more involved with the track of the storms once the pattern is set up. So here we have the Arctic Oscillation. This is the European ensemble. And on these maps, you want to more look at the green line. That's the mean. The blue line is a control, and it can vary wildly. But the mean is going to be more what you want to look at on the ensemble. So you want to follow that green line. GFS ensemble, almost identical. Come up there. There it is. Almost identical to the European. So that's a GFS. That's the European. And there's the GFS extended. They say it relaxes a little bit, but the control is still wildly negative here. But it still stays negative. So, and we also have, here's the EPO. We'll go back to the European. Now, the EPO is positive right now, or it's going to be going positive, but then it goes back negative as we head past about the 9th or 10th. It goes back negative. And that's the time frame we've been talking about. Nobody said it was going to be brutally cold, that magically it's going to become brutally cold on December 1st and the entire month is going to be, 10 degrees below average. Nobody ever said that. It's always been somewhere around between the 8th and 10th, or 10th and 12th, or somewhere in there, where we start to get the transition to colder. And that's showing that there. And the GFS shows pretty much the same idea. There's the GFS. Right around the 10th, we start to see it dipping down into negative. Of course, the control is very negative, but like I said, for these purposes, we want to be more looking at the green line, the mean. We look at the GFS extended, and it's negative. It goes up positive a little bit, and it comes back down. So it kind of oscillates a little bit in the extended period, getting towards the end of the month here. Around Christmas time, it starts going towards positive again, and then tries to dip negative. But for the most part here, again, right around the 10th, it goes negative. And it coincides with the Arctic Oscillation being negative. So we're going to have cold air available, and then we have the NAO, which is negative through the entire period. So the issue here is not the teleconnection. Oh, the PNA, we'll show you the PNA here. The PNA, this is the GFS extended, and we can see here we have, it's negative now, but it goes up towards about neutral, or just maybe even slightly above at times. The shorter GFS ensemble, it keeps it negative, but you can see it's rising as we head through the period, so it's weakening its influence. And the European ensemble, same thing. It's strongly negative now towards about the 8th, 7th, or 8th, and then after about the 9th or 10th, it starts rising. So the PNA is relaxing. We got the EPO cooperating. And it's possible, for what it's worth, the control does take the PNA positive in this time frame here, and this is the time frame we're watching for some possible storm signals in this time frame, both around the 11th, 12th, and again probably around the 15th, 16th, 16th, 17th, somewhere in there, looking at some storm signals. Now, a problem that people have, and wait for this to open up here. is they look at these anomaly maps, and this is the GFS Ensemble, and they look at these anomaly maps, and we'll go out here to, let's go out to around the 7th or 8th. So we look at this here, and all they see, they look at this and they see, oh my God, there's this big trough in the west. The southeast ridge is pushing up in the east. It's over. The month is going to be horrible. And they're not looking at the big picture. And you gotta look hemispherically when you're looking at these types of pattern changes. So let's look here. Let's go to the North America setup here. So here's what the issue is right now with this setup here. We have this trough in Alaska, trough out west. We have the strong negative NAO, but it's east-based here. It's more of an east-based NAO. So that's not allowing the cold. And we have this very, very strong polar vortex, 492 height line, right just northwest of Hudson Bay. That's, so that's why we have this pattern. But now let's look what happens here as we start going out in time here. We'll go out here past the 10th. Wait for that to load in. So here we are on the 10th. This is the evening of the 10th. First of all, look what's happening here. We're starting to get ridging into the western Aleutians. As that ridge is building, it's going to start forcing this trough to weaken and push east out of the southwest. And look here, the southeast ridge is starting to flatten. We'll go back here where it's stronger. Let's go back here to about the 8th. So here we have a much stronger southeast ridge. We have the strong trough out there. We have the ridge way west here out in the Pacific, and the trough into the eastern Aleutians. Well, we go out, like I said, we go out here further in time, and we're starting to see. First of all, notice here, the NAO has shifted west. So now the NAO is west. That polar vortex has shifted north and weakened considerably. The southeast ridge has weakened considerably. And then we continue to go forward here. And now with this western-based NAO, we have the ridging into the Aleutians. We do have some troughiness out in the Pacific, but it's kind of a flat trough. The southeast ridge has been completely suppressed, and this NAO has forced the cold air underneath it and into the eastern part of the United States with a nice trough there. You can see here we have the southern branch and the northern branch coming up. It's a pretty good storm signal there. That's a pretty good snowstorm signal there. Somewhere around the 3rd, like I said, about between the 12th and the 14th, I think we're looking at a pretty good chance for a possible storm coming in. Now, it's a signal. That doesn't mean it's going to happen. It means it's something that we're flagging it to watch in that period. But again, you got to look at the big picture and got to see how things are evolving. If you're just looking at the continental United States map, you're going to think that it's just done. And that is obviously not the case. I expect actually with this strong of a negative NAO and the strong negative PNA, this is the hemispheric vision here. We're probably going to see these high anomalies even lower as we get towards the middle and end of the month. So that's about it. I just wanted to show people that, first of all, you can't just factor in one teleconnection and have that. If it were that easy, every single person on the planet Earth could forecast the weather with 100% accuracy, right? If we're just, the PNA is this, so therefore it's going to be this. No, it just doesn't work that way. I don't have the map up here, but like I said the other day, as far as the ENSO goes, the La Nina, first of all, the La Nina is weakening, but it is still fairly strong, but it's mostly east-based, or east-leaning, I should say, is more the preferred term, I guess. But with an east-leaning La Nina, we can do very well in the east. So that's not as big a factor as people are making it. It's not one La Nina does not fit all. is I guess the point I'm trying to make. So just be patient. It's you know, it's not going to be, there's no flip that switches. It's a process. And, you know, going through the progression there, I hope you can see that, you know, we're not in a bad position at all. So hope everybody has a great day.